Good morning or good evening. This is a video for learning Icelandic, and in this video I would like to talk a little about pronunciation, some Icelandic words, and I'm going to talk about words containing LL or NN. They are a bit hard to pronounce, but hopefully it will get a little bit easier after watching this video. So let's get into it. Now I'm starting with a word that is actually a name of a glacier, which is also a volcano. About 6 years ago, I think it was, it erupted, and the ashes from the volcano, it stopped air traffic all around the globe. So it caused quite a havoc, and it took some time for the reporters to learn to pronounce it. But it's called Eyjafjallajökull. Eyjafjallajökull. But this was just an example. Maybe not very useful, but a little fun maybe. The first word or noun that I would like to talk about is sæll, which means hello. You put your tongue between your teeth and then breathe. I don't know if it comes across very well in this microphone on this headset, but I hope it does. And the general rule is that if LL or double L comes right after the letters A, J, I, O, U, I, and A, which is actually 2 letters. You can read it on this this PowerPoint slide or LibreOffice Impress slide that you see on the screen. Sometimes the same applies to when LL comes right after the letters A, E, E, O, Ö og Ypsilon, I. Ypsilon, E. In English pronunciation, A, E, I, O, U, Y. And there are exceptions to this rule. One example is hallo, which incidentally also means hello. And this is something that only comes by experience, by studying, and especially talking Icelandic. If you have some Icelandic friends, relatives, or even a girlfriend or a boyfriend who speaks Icelandic, then you learn it much faster that way than simply by looking at videos or reading books, which is very good actually to do, because it increases your understanding of the language. And this is what you see on the screen right now is an Icelandic name, Páll. it's equivalent to Paul in English. Páll. And this word means slippery. Háll. Háll. And this is the third word in this category which all rhyme. Áll. Áll. That is an eel. I would have liked to put a picture of an eel, but I don't have any and didn't bother to find it, truthfully. And also a question of copyright. I just can't take the next picture from the internet and publish it, although some people do. Now, this is a verb. Falla, fjall. Fjall is the past tense, means fall. The man, you can see someone fall, and someone fell. That's what it means. It can also mean to flunk, like you say about somebody who is studying. He flunked the test. He didn't pass the test. And this is an example of when an A is in front of LL. Now, note that other words with ALL can be said otherwise. One example is Kalli, which is a nickname for somebody whose name is Karl. Karl. Or Charlie. Karl is actually an example of a word that has RL, ends with the letters RL, RL, and actually the same, it's a similar pronunciation, though not the same. Karl, Karl. You make the R sound a little bit. Maybe not exaggerated as I am doing now, because I want this to be heard. And I don't know how good the sound will be from my microphone. I think it's fairly good though. And yet another example, bolli. This is actually two words, bolli or bolla. Notice that this is not the same pronunciation. Bolli means a cup, like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in Icelandic would be kaffibolli. But on the other hand, bolla, which is a feminine noun, bolli is masculine. But bolla means a fat person, but it can also mean a cookie or a bun, something you get in the bakery. You know, just don't go around calling somebody bolla or a fat person. That's not nice, and I hope my video will not lead to that. or that I will not be held responsible. But this was just to give you an example of very similar words which are almost spelled the same, except one has I in the end and the other has A, but mean different things and are not pronounced the same. Bolli, bolla. All right. Fill. That means a mistake. It's related to fail, I guess. And this word is, the next word is full. That means grumpy, like in Grumpy Old Man. Don't know if you've seen the movie which features Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. Grumpy Old Man. If you haven't seen it, then I recommend it. Now, lastly, I would like to show you a few words ending in NN. The first is bit, which means straight, like in a straight line. And it, which simply means one. It. And hood, which means a knob or a doorknob. A doorknob would also be called hurðarhúnn. But the word is hood. So, I hope this helps you somewhat. If you have any questions, comments, please leave a comment down below this video or your question, and I cannot promise I'll answer immediately, but hopefully in a few days. So thanks for listening, or like I would say it in Icelandic, ég þakka þeim sem hlýddu. Takk fyrir.